viewing. We have 3 commissioners here: Jeff Benton, Barb Lewis, and Gary Merrill. And we are here for the drainage viewing, Homestead Lane North Watershed Drainage Improvement Petition.
Indian Run.
Oh, I'm sorry,
we're doing
you're
that.
right. We don't want that yet, no. We are here for the notes for the drainage viewing, Indian Run Lateral Number 3 Watershed Drainage Improvement Petition. And Brett, did you want to start, or do you want me to start?
No, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. We are reconvening the Board of Commissioners session for October 13th, 2025. And there is a sign-in sheet circulating, and we ask that you please sign the sheet to indicate your attendance. Today's viewing of the proposed improvement area is taking place at our office, the Office of the Board of County Commissioners, with the use of video technology. A video will be available to gain an overview of the project limits and specific areas. No testimony or decisions are made here at the viewing. This is a way for the board to become familiar with the area. The first hearing on the petition is scheduled for Monday, December 8th, 2025 at 10 a.m. At the hearing, we will hear a report from the engineer's office on the petition, and that is also the time for landowner testimony for or against the petition. When it's time for landowners to point out the drainage concerns in the area, we will work our way through the participants. As a reminder, this is not a time for testimony. And I'll now turn the proceedings over to Brent Bacon with Soil and Water.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. We have one drone video to play for you today. This video was flown last Wednesday. I'm going to point out the obvious. As you can see from the still shot here, the crops are still on this watershed. We waited as long as we could, hoping that maybe harvest would happen and we'd be able to get a video with the crops off. Admittedly, you're not going to be able to see much of the landscape because the lower part being in soybeans and then the upper part being in corn. It is my intention to fly another video sometime in advance of the first hearing in December and show that to you as part of our presentation of the first hearing report. So, but we are flying where we're at right now. The drone is pretty much directly over the Indian Run ditch, which is a ditch that's already on the drainage maintenance program, has been since 1981. And we are going to be flying from downstream to upstream in a generally west to east direction. So, following the orange line on your map. And this is over an existing surface drainage and tile subsurface drain. Be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions?
I really didn't see any residential areas, but
No, the watershed is primarily agriculture. There are a few rural residential parcels, and the watershed actually does clip a little small portion of the village of Ashley, so there would be some potential properties within Ashley that might have some assessment if the project goes forward.
The open ditch seemed to be relatively contained.
What you were seeing in the first part of that video,
Yeah.
that was actually a surface drain. The true open ditch you couldn't see in the video, and that would be
Oh, okay.
what's on maintenance.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah, what you were seeing the entire way was a surface drainage pattern with an associated subsurface drain.
Okay. Didn't see blowouts, or were they hidden by the crops?
You wouldn't with the crops. It would be very difficult to see them. So that's kind of why I want to do another flight.
Sure.
Yeah, this is
Sure.
kind of, I hate to say it, meeting our statutory obligation, and I think we can provide a much better video once the crops come off the field. So, and we've got time, obviously,
Yeah.
to make that happen.
Okay.
it looks like there's 35 letters that went out to owners, but the representation really didn't show, were they all farming these areas, all 35 of them? Or?
Well, no, there's probably half of those are probably properties within the village that are just in the watershed.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
No other questions from this?
Yeah, not really. Pretty straightforward.
Okay. I'll just ask if anyone wanted to point out anything about what you saw. We're not taking testimony pro or con, though. That'll be next time. Yes, sir. And I should swear.
He's not gonna be
Not
giving
testimony.
testimony because we're not
Or not
accepting
testimony.
testimony, but he needs to come to the podium so we can hear his question.
So,
Them come to the podium.
They still need to come to the podium if they
Yeah.
have a question, but you don't need to swear them in because we're not taking
gotcha,
testimony.
because there's no testimony. You're right. Okay. If anyone wants to come,
Just chilling here.
okay. Sir, if you could just give your name and address.
Good afternoon. My name is Vincent Messerly. I'm with the Stream and Wetlands Foundation. And years ago, I worked for the federal agency that would have done petition ditches, and so I'm quite familiar with the process. I guess first off, the Stream and Wetlands Foundation, we own 245 acres. Most of it would be within the footprint of this project. The surface water you saw, that's described as the surface drain by Brett, is all contained within our property. Our intention is to work collaboratively with the Preservation Parks Delaware County. We're still in negotiations with them to donate the property to them eventually. Eventually it would become a part of their park district program. We intend to restore the 245 acres to natural habitat, forest, and wetlands. We would like to daylight the surface drain and restore it to a natural stream. I guess I'm a little frustrated, disappointed with the Soil and Water District that I've attempted to contact them for months now. I've suggested to Brett that we have some discussions back in March and again in April to talk about any petition drainage issues. I did ask before we acquired the property if there are any ditch maintenance issues there. The petition ditch that you did not see is under maintenance. This particular project is not currently under maintenance, and they're seeking to include it in the maintenance assessment and ongoing maintenance and an easement. So we're not real keen on that. We'd really like to work with the Soil and Water District to come up with a solution that works for us. As a landowner, we do have the right to use our property as long as we're not damaging upstream or downstream landowners. And we feel that we're very amicable, very easy to work with. I'm just frustrated that we have not had the opportunity to have a meaningful dialogue with either the landowners or the Soil and Water District or county engineers. I've called them twice now in the last month. I've stopped by their office last week. I have not received any return call or any correspondence since then. So just frustrated, and hopefully before our hearing in December 8th, we can have some dialogue and discussion, and that's hopefully fruitful. and we don't have to go through this
So
process.
they're in the room, so you'll have an opportunity to catch them after the meeting.
Absolutely. I actually tried to do that before the meeting, so we'll try again. Okay?
Okay.
So, again, we're very happy to work with them. We'd like to daylight it, make it a more natural system, and we'd really rather not have a drain tile and a drainage main put through the property.
Okay,
Thank
thank you. Anybody else want to point out anything that we've seen on the video? Okay. Anybody else? Okay. I'm just going to close the hearing.
We can close the time for the viewing, and then the hearing is
Yeah,
Monday,
the
December
viewing.
8th at 10 a.m. in this same room.
Yeah, okay. December 8th, 10 a.m. here, and it is not a hearing, but just a viewing, as our
So our
folks
viewing
said.
is closed.
Yeah.